Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? So I'm just going to be making a few videos talking about some of the recent programs I've been watching, just because I find I'm someone that I watch, right, what I'm trying to say, I watch lots of TV, but I'm very selective in like what I watch. So MasterChef, Judge Judy, Below Deck, some of these programs, Real Housewives. And then occasionally I'll watch things that wouldn't normally be the things that I watch, but sometimes I'm doing that to just from a counselling perspective. So I'll watch couples therapy because that's close to the work that I do. And First Dates is another one where it's for entertainment purposes, but also I like to see how people approach going on a first date. So I applied to go on first dates probably 4 or 5 years ago, I think. And they didn't even get back to me because the thing with first dates is because it's entertainment as well as, you know, people actually being single, wanting a date, you have to have either a backstory, you have to be quirky, you have to be weird in some way. They will not just want normal. I'm not saying I'm normal, but they don't, unless you have like something major, like a quirky thing or a sub story or something, they're not even going to look at you. So I tried my best to be like interesting on the application form, but there was nothing major that I could put on there that would be, they'd probably think should be boring on the show. So yesterday, this was Friday the 13th, I watched it. I haven't watched First Dates in a while. So you can go on YouTube and you can see most of the First Dates episodes, especially if there's been some strange things happening. There's one on there that's getting millions of views where the man didn't want to pay. It's a black couple, Jamaican couple, older couple, and he didn't want to pay for the bill, which is fine because this is a big debate, should men pay? But then they said they were going to go halves, and then he put half of the money in, and then he looked at the bill again and he was kind of like he was waiting, and then the woman put the money down, and then she said, is that enough to put towards the bill? And he said, put another tenner down. It's a big thing. If you search for first dates, put another tenner or something like that. And I think it caused a bit of a reaction amongst people because they were saying he just made too much of a big deal, and the fact that she ended up paying more for the meal and stuff like that. Yesterday on Friday the 13th, you had 4 couples. These are what I'm going to focus on. So you had like an Asian woman in her 30s, I think. She's been on the show before because it said she's returning for another date. And her partner was a white guy, fairly good looking. They were both interesting. I don't know at the end if they matched because I didn't watch it to the very, very end. I think I had 10 minutes left. They seemed to be getting on well. What I liked about their style is that they seemed to just be going with the flow. They were both funny. They were both interesting. I don't think they're compatible. Nothing to do with them being an interracial. If they were going to be an interracial couple, it was more of they just didn't seem compatible. They were just, to me. But then at the end, I didn't wait and see if they matched or not. But they were having a good date. And I think when he was doing funny things like saying, every time you have a cocktail, I'll give you a compliment. Every time you finish a drink, I'll give you a compliment. And he just seemed confident within himself. She seemed funny. They were both a good match in the sense of like it was a good date. But in terms of compatibility, I don't know personally. I wasn't seeing it. I wasn't seeing the chemistry, but maybe that's just me. The second one, I don't know where to start. This is a woman, I don't know what age she is because I forgot to know. White woman from Bristol, environmentalist. This woman is talking about wearing mermaids outfits, carrying an inflatable poo. Now, this is the bit where when I did this video about how to get yourself friend zoned, this woman is sitting in front of an Italian, sophisticated, good-looking man who's serious about dating. She's coming in there with some weird dress that she was wearing, and then she's showing him a picture of herself dressed as a mermaid and an inflatable poo, like, you know, and she said to him, it's because the poo represents the sewer and I'm an environmental. If you saw his face and if you saw what he said to camera afterwards, he was in shock because he's thinking, what is this woman? What's going on here? And then the second thing that she did, when he was talking seriously about why his relationship ended, his previous relationship, she was making some stupid noises like a child about how spicy the drinks were. So she, oh, that's hot. And she just kept coughing. And I think she was trying to sabotage the date because she either didn't like him or she didn't feel good enough. Those were the only two reasons, because her behaviour was just ridiculous. You know, she was acting like a 5-year-old. And I don't know why people show like pictures. I've seen people show pictures with their dog or whatever it is, but the shock on his face when he saw that picture, everyone else probably in the audience was thinking, what are you doing? Why did you do that? They were not a match. He said straight away that we could be friends. And even he looked like he was traumatized from the experience. So that was a no-no. Then there was a lesbian couple. The woman, they were a cool couple actually. She was a DJ. And the other lady was, I don't know what she did for a living. What was she again? I can't remember. But they looked good together. But I think they were just in different stages in their lives. What I liked about the way they dated was it was intentional. They were two mature people who were ready for a date. They both looked good. They both came there. They were respectful to each other. They were having mature conversation. I was rooting for them actually. I was thinking, oh, these look good together. Maybe they're going to end up, because she wanted, the one lady was quite, she said she was more like masculine. She's a DJ and stuff. She dressed more masculine and she wanted a feminine woman. So she had a woman who was feminine, long hair, really looked dressed like feminine. The only problem was that the one woman wanted marriage, kids, and was in a different stage in her life. The other one wanted a bit more time to just go on dates and things. They were going to be friends, but I like the way they just dated. I just think it was a nice date to watch. Yesterday's program, actually, episode, was one of the best I've seen, just because of the variety, but also it felt more authentic. Because when I've watched First Dates previously, there's just a lot of people who are performing because they know they're on TV. There's a lot of behaviour that you know for a fact if the cameras weren't there, they wouldn't be acting like that. But yesterday, everyone seemed to be still being themselves, even though it was a bit wacky at times. And the final couple, so yeah, they said they were not a match, the lesbian couple, only because they were in different stages. And the final couple was an African couple. I know Teo, I think it's Teo or Teo, I can never pronounce all the names, but Teo, I'm sure he was like Nigerian. And then his girl partner who he matched with, can't remember where she was from, but they were just, this is what you call energy, this is what you call chemistry. Like they were literally just staring into each other's eyes. They were just connected on a level. There was banter, there was attraction, I love the way he gave eye contact. This guy, I've never seen anything like it. The way he was staring into her eyes, and it wasn't in a sleazy, sexy way or a creepy way. It was just, it's like he fell in love with her. And I was watching her and how she was like just being cool, being confident. This is like 10 out of 10 masterclass in dating. Going on a first date, no one was being fake. Neither of them were they just knew that they liked each other. He was giving the compliments, saying how beautiful she was. She was in her energy. She was being confident. She wasn't doing too much. There, I think I can see an engagement coming on. It wouldn't surprise me if, at Christmas, when they brought everyone back sometimes, that they got engaged. They were just the perfect couple. But I think it was even the waitress staff, the waiting staff were saying, it's energy up there, it's fire between them. They could feel the chemistry, their sparks are flying. It was just a good match. You had two people from a similar background who were open about what they'd been through in their past. They didn't talk about anything heavy. There was no heavy chat. They were just drinking, laughing, having fun. She was in her feminine energy. She was confident. He was caught. He was hooked. I mean, this guy was in love with her. And I think, it just shows the difference between how people approach first dates, but also how you can switch things around. Because the Italian man was actually said that she was beautiful, that blonde woman from Bristol, but she was just being too weird. Do you know what I mean? No one wants to see someone with an inflatable poo and like you're dressing up as a mermaid like you're a 2-year-old, or you're making noises. Like even my nieces and nephews who are 12 and 13 wouldn't be making, oh, that's too hot, oh, and making silly noises when someone is talking. It was just, she took herself out of the game. But let me know if you guys watched it. It was Friday the 13th episode on Channel 4, First Dates, and that is my summary of the episode.